welcome to my channel. I'm Honey. How are you? So, what if I told you guys that being in a wheelchair was not the worst thing that ever happened to me? It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It's not going to be in the list of the things that could ever happen to me, and many wheelchair users feel the same. So, by that token, that does not mean that not being able to walk isn't doesn't rank up there, because waking up and not being able to walk kind of sucks. But the wheelchair itself and being in a wheelchair, I wouldn't call myself confined to a wheelchair or stuck or trapped in a wheelchair, because the wheelchair itself is a symbol of freedom to people like me. It allows me to go places that I wouldn't normally get a chance to go to because I can't walk. And can you imagine? Like, it's not like I can drag myself on the floor everywhere. I would literally be bedridden and carried to the restroom if I didn't have my wheelchair. My wheelchair is my friend, and it's an extension of my body. It is a symbol of freedom and all of the things that I am able to do because I have it. Having a wheelchair is not something that everybody with mobility issues has access to, so it is absolutely not something that I take for granted. It is not something that is freely given through medical insurance. They're very expensive, and medical insurance is very picky. Like, you literally have to not be able to get around your own house in order to get a wheelchair. There are a lot of ambulatory wheelchair users who do have mobility issues where they can't take more than 20 steps. They get dizzy, they have other issues, but they're not necessarily paralyzed, who have a much harder time getting or proving that they need a wheelchair and getting medical insurance to cover it. So it is not something that I take for granted in any way. It took 3 months to get my chair, and in the meantime they give you loaner chairs, and these loaner chairs should not be used by any human being. They're not acceptable. I say that with a smile because it's kind of funny looking back on it, but at the time it was particularly devastating to be stuck in a chair that wasn't even usable. So much so that my husband bought me one of those foldable power chairs that you can use, that you can like put in the trunk of your car. It's almost like a stroller, but it is a power chair, and they sell them online, and they're really cool. I still use it when we go out places, when it's going to be like a long journey and I can't really push myself all the way through, because pushing yourself is hard. It's a lot harder than walking, because I remember walking, it uses larger muscle groups. Pushing uses just your shoulders and your arms, and you're carrying all of your weight on your shoulders and your arms, that you use for other things. There's a reason we have 4 limbs, but yeah. So anyways, biology lesson aside, my wheelchair is something that I'm grateful for. It's something that I don't take for granted. It is not the worst thing that's ever happened to me in life. There are far worse things that could happen, and I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to have access to a wheelchair, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to talk to you guys and maybe give you some insight to how, like, a disabled person actually feels about their disability. There are a lot of feelings that come with disability, and I will get more into those in the future. One of those all-consuming things can be pain sometimes, and how we're seen is a lot of the issue when it comes to disability, especially with disability and mental health. So those are all subjects that I'll get into in the future, because there's just way too many to cover in one video. I just wanted to stop in and give you guys a happy little video letting you know that there are so many worse things that could happen in life. Don't ever feel like the possibility of being in a wheelchair means that your life is over. It's not. you're starting a new chapter of a different life. If you are newly disabled or if you're in a wheelchair and you understand what I mean, hi, nice to know you. And if you're not and you're completely able bodied, then just know that when you meet a disabled person in a wheelchair, you don't need to apologize. It's not something that we're sad about. Most of the time, we're okay. The wheelchair is actually kind of the least of the issues. So just keep that in mind. I hope everybody is having an absolutely wonderful day, and I thank you for spending your time with me. I know you could be doing absolutely anything in the world, and you chose to spend a little bit of your time here with me. I appreciate you so much for that, and I thank you so much for being here. I know that you guys could be doing absolutely anything in the world, and you chose to spend a few minutes of your time here with me. I appreciate you so much for that. I hope everyone is having a very happy new year, and I hope you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. And until next time, bye.